बिस्मिल्लाह अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मोहम्मद। अस्सलाम वालेकुम, आप सब कैसे हैं? और हम यहाँ पर जी भाग रहे हैं स्टूडियो टूर के लिए, तो मेरे साथ रहिएगा, मैं आपको भी कराती हूँ, आप इंजॉय करेंगे।
So look up to your left-hand side, get ready to wave goodbye, everyone, because you'll never ever see them again. Oh yeah, you're laughing, but you don't know what's ahead. Big adventures. I'm hoping we make it back in one piece. Once again, my name's Rob. I'll be your tour guide, Doozy. Yes, last call for 3D glasses. Who's ready to get this show on the road? We're literally going to take it. Well, my name's Rob. I'll be your tour guide. Welcome to Hollywood. It's great to have you here. Since I'm your tour guide, thank goodness I'm not driving, but Doozy, one of the best in the business, he'll be taking us around that 400-acre lot, the front and back lot. I always suggest having your cameras ready. You never know who or what you may see down there. Remember, this is where your favorite celebrities come to work every day, and if you got those cameras out and you get a picture or video, you got proof you saw him here on the studio tour. A couple weeks ago, it was Dwayne Johnson, the Rock, stopped and said hi. Yeah, I'll get a little bit better than that, maybe. Do you know this? All right. You know who I'm talking about? Matthew McConaughey? Yeah, he was out here stopping some of the tram saying hi as well, too. So.
I can't feel my toes. No, but seriously, my favorite part of this lot is the talented crew who put it all together. Hair, wardrobe, makeup, set design, props, and training. Actually, speaking of, if we're gonna get a ride like this, we better go talk to Transco now and let these people get back on the tour. Yeah, that sounds good. As long as I get to drive. Oh, not if I've got the keys. Oh, that's fun. Come on, man.
And you can check out Bel Air on Peacock. On our left-hand side, we're passing by one of Universal Studios' post-production facilities. That's where they work on shows like Bel Air. Sometimes they have to adjust the color or the audio. And then directly in front, this hangar claim building, we call it the Mill. When Jabari Banks is talking about some of his favorite sets from the series, that's where they make them in there. Once they're completed, they're taken to a soundstage or the back lot. Just depends on what production needs at any given moment. They've been busy lately. If they have to, they can work around the clock to meet the demand. Directly in front, you'll see a couple of the sets over there on your left-hand side that'll be delivered. And then in front of this area, this parking lot, every production has what we call a base camp. This is where they set up hair, makeup, wardrobe. And the stars have their dressing rooms and large trailers out there as well. Speaking of stars, a lot of you came to Hollywood probably to see some, right? Let me give you your first celebrity sighting of the day. Left-hand side, you see him coming up there. He's got a beer in his hand. It's my buddy, Ed the Bear. You know why he's excited, okay? He's got his own TV show on Peacock.
Hi everyone, Seth MacFarlane here, and I'm excited to share with you a behind-the-scenes look at my Peacock original event series, 10. It's a prequel series set in 1993. And that means our skilled craftspeople had to build a high school, a house, and even recreate downtown Boston as it looked back in the day, using exterior sets and facades that you're about to see on the tour. But I should warn you, 10 is intended for mature audiences only. So grown-ups, tell the kids to go in the other room before you watch. Oh, come on!
And over here on our left-hand side, these great bungalows used to be dressing rooms for some of Hollywood's most famous celebrities. Jimmy Stewart, Doris Day, Rock Hudson, Sylvester Stallone, all had dressing rooms in here. They're now offices for talented writers, directors, and producers. Jordan Peele, Monkey Paw Productions behind No Get Out and Us. We'll talk more about those during the tour. Mark Platt, you see his office down there. He's got a Wicked balloon hanging over there. They're working on Wicked's Part 1 and 2 starring Ariana Grande. But there's one bungalow that looks different from all the other ones. That's because there's a silhouette painted on the wall over there. Bungalow 5195 used to be Alfred Hitchcock's office.
He said, "Did you move into that office?" I said, "No, I can never be in Hitchcock's office. I can be a client of the museum." Very excited. Just to know he was there and walk by and know he was in that office. I saw Hitchcock was walking around Thompson. Hitchcock had his bungalow on the left. I used to go see Alfred Hitchcock.
I love working with him. I highly respect him. He really understood fear and terror. Birds. That was a really scary movie.
Birds? Oh, it had me looking at crows like for the next 10 years.
Psycho, of course. Very good. Well, they always had a great masterpiece. And Hitchcock was master.
And that's the end of the first part of the tour. We're going to head into the back lot. This is where things happen on a large and grand scale. It's my favorite part. This area on your right This is called our Metropolitan sets. It's on about 4 acres. These are not real buildings, by the way. They're what we call facades. It's just the front end doors. They swing open. You can bring in sets that way. Over here on your left, or if you have any sound or video issues, reach up and grab the red emergency cord that runs along the center ceiling of the tram, and I'll be back to assist you as soon as it's safe to do so. Otherwise, during the entire tour, please remain seated, keeping your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. The studio's private property, and if at any time during your tour you drop your phone and you just can't wait to use the restroom, pull the cord and remain seated. And please, no smoking during this tour of any kind, and be prepared. Our tour today features loud noises, sudden tram movements, fire effects, and many water effects. You want to have your cameras out for great photo opportunities, but keep an eye on them so they don't get wet. And finally, for your safety and those around you, please do not use selfie sticks while you're on board. So we did it. We left the theme park behind. We're off on our tour. So the first part of our tour brings us down the Universal Studios timeline, where in a moment or two, you're going to recognize quite a few movie posters on either side of this tram, because out here at Universal we have more than 108 years of movie making experience and history. What you see right now is only a small sample of some of the thousands and thousands of films that we've released throughout the years here. Maybe one or two of your favorites, definitely some Oscar winners, and if there's a title that catches your eye and you haven't seen it yet, try your streaming services. Most of these are all available out there as well, or coming to theaters like Argyle, or you can check out in theaters now Migration out on City Walk at AMC. I was telling you a little bit about the 400-acre lot that we're on out here. So this entire place is so big, we're considered our own city. And like any city or town across this country, we need certain things in order to operate every day. For example, we have our very own fire department. It's coming up over here on your right-hand side. Universal Studios Fire Station 51. It is a real working fire department. The job of these firefighters is to make sure on 360 3D. You just experienced some of the world's largest digital 3D screens, standing over 40 feet tall and 180 feet long, utilizing some of the most advanced technology in filmmaking today. Designed by Peter Jackson, the team at Wet Effects, they've won Oscars for their work, and that's what it looks like with the lights on. Not so scary. When we turned them off, though, a few of you, including me, we were scared.
When this a project like the studio tour, the audience is in the middle of the environment. They're looking in all directions. There's creatures coming out and they're seeing cars from this side and the T-Rexes from the other side. We created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet. Just put them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island.
And before we do that, I need everyone to please remain seated. Keep your hands and feet inside the tram at all times. No camera lights, please. And hold on to your personal belongings. It gets bumpy on our trip to Skull Island. You can see sizable other productions wanted to use it, so they made some changes. But if you peek through the doors there, right underneath is the original set from Back to the Future.
It was actually the back lot at the Courthouse Square that inspired the entire climax to Back to the Future.
I had scenes up in the clock tower on that ledge. It was a ledge about that wide. And I was standing inside looking at the ledge, and I already had vertigo. I just thought there's no way in the world, no way I'm going to stand on that. I was up there for quite a while. Of course, I had a cable.
And this area was also used in Ghost Whisperer, To Kill a Mockingbird, Gremlins, and the town of Rutherford Falls in the Peacock series, Rutherford Falls, starring Ed Helms. Small town filming. Those are the kind of scenes that you would be filming in this area. By the way, even Quantum Leap, the reboot starring Raymond Lade, they were down here just about a week ago doing some filming. But what if you have a scene that requires a large city, big city time? Watch this as we turn around the corner here. I'm wondering if anybody's going to get a little homesick, because these streets that we're driving down right now have been used for about every imaginable city that you can think of. So coming up over here on your right-hand side, what looks like a movie theater in Hobbs and Shaw, that was actually the nightclub. They also film American Ninja Warrior out here. They do the competition rounds. They do it at night. That way they make sure that the sun doesn't get in the eyes of one competitor over another and create an unfair advantage. As we're driving down here, you're noticing that some of these sets are still dressed from the last production. It looked like there was a hardware store over there. And they do have some of these what we call practical sets. There's an area you can do some filming inside. So in this area, not all of them are facades, meaning just the front. The practical sets, they do a little work in there. These streets are also often used as New York, and that's where my co-host Jimmy Fallon lives.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighbor. What's got bugged over there? An old one. Tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City.
was just, I was just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
And that's what it looks like behind the scenes. The camera can slide along the tracks there. The art department, set designers, they create the rest of the illusion that this is New York. Now, we got a little traffic in front of us, but it's a great spot to give you a few behind the scenes secrets. On either side of this tram, doesn't matter what side, use your eyes, okay? Using your eyes, look at the windows on the very bottom here. Follow it all the way on up to the top. You'll notice that those windows get smaller the further on up you go. We do this on purpose. It's called forced perspective. It makes the buildings look a lot larger than what they really are, because in all reality, they're only 40 to 50 feet tall, but at home in the movie theaters, we do fool you. And did you notice how those are some of the shortest city blocks that you've ever been on? We do that on purpose as well. If they made them all straight, it would take the illusion away that we were deep down within the city, because you would see that we've never left the back lot of Universal. In fact, in a couple minutes or seconds, there's going to be another tram that comes down. You knew it was a big shark. By the way, I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing with you. And I can read lips. It's a family show. Half of what's filmed in that area. As we go on the back side of our Western set, some big famous barroom brawls happen down here.
We're just going to start things up here. That I am.
We're going to take a trip to the beach. Everyone, please remain seated. Keep your hands and feet inside the tram. Welcome to Amity Island from Steven Spielberg's Jaws. Now, the beach was closed earlier, but they caught this big shark hanging at the end of the pier. So don't worry, it's safe to be out here. I wouldn't bring you if it wasn't. If you want to get a picture of it, you can hashtag it Big Fishy. I don't care. It's your social media. It's up to you. Now, it's a gorge. Nobody's listening. What's going on? What's happening? Oh, no. There's another shark. Okay, wow. Listen, everyone, stay seated. We're safe from the pier, but give me a second. I gotta call this in, okay? How do I do that? I lost my hat. Oh no, wait. Hey, that's my friend George. He's still in the water. George, get back. Oh, yes. It's left-hand side. You can see we've been doing this demonstration a few times already. We're gonna add to that water. But when a storm is headed our way, one of the first things that you hear and see, right, are elements of weather. The thunder, for example, that's just a loudspeaker. The lightning you see on the buildings over there, that's strobe light. And with the flip of a switch, I can actually make it rain. I'm gonna turn it up a little. Can't do too much or it creates a major problem. A little bit more so that you can see it better. Ooh, that's a lot though. We use a very, very fancy and expensive system to do this. It's called a sprinkler system. But the sprinklers are pointed up to shoot some water into the air. When it comes down, it creates our storm. You had a little bit more lightning. Remember, it's only strobe lights on the building. Some thunder. That's how we do it, just like that. Pretty simple. Ooh. We can take this on location, hook it up to water source, start filming. Okay, that's way too much coming down. Let me take care of that. Oh no, it's stuck on. Last time this happened, I almost got fired. It created a huge mess. Oh no, it happened again. It's a flash flood. If you're in a blue seat, you may get wet. Yes, they're all blue in car one. You're not safe. Our tour is now approximately the halfway mark. Just want to remind everybody to stay seated during the entire tour. This video is private property. And if you drop your phone and you just can't wait to use the restroom, pull the where to get my attention. I'll be back in just you, but do remain seated on the tram. Thanks so much. Nacho Libre fans, take a look around. You may recognize these sets from being in the film. Also, Lady Gaga for music video Judy. She's in the middle of Flash Flood and her own stunt work. Then they did a dance sequence in the same music video over there on your left-hand side. But you're now also on the sets of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, directed by Quentin Tarantino. You remember that scene where Luke Perry rides in on a sword surrounded by his men? He's riding right down here into 6 Points, and that's where Verduzzi's taking us right now. In the film, this is where Brad Pitt drops off Leonardo DiCaprio for a day of work on the TV show Lancer. You'll recognize these sets. They're out here for weeks, prepping up before they started filming. Then one scene I remember happened on your left here. Leo sits in a stretcher chair on one side, the other side Julia above it. They film the rest of the time. It's a practical set. You can do that. But when we film here out on the western streets, Notice this, we're traveling on asphalt. That would look so bad if the camera captures that. So, let me show you how my co-host Jimmy Fallon makes the Wild West. This is where dudes who just stopped the tram. Look at the difference though. You have the actors, the music, the props. You cover the asphalt with dirt. It literally becomes the Wild, Wild West.
This town ain't big enough for the both of us, Jimmy Fallon.
Well, I ain't going anywhere, Jimmy Fallon.
Now look here. Nice folks in this tram don't want no trouble. They just want to check out 6 Points, one of the oldest sets on the Universal line.
I heard this where John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart shot a few of their westerns.
That's right. That's where I aim to shoot you.
Looks like we got ourselves a Mexican standoff.
No, Norman, you look upset. Norman! Oh, he really is psycho. Norman, I'm gonna tell Mother. Look out. He's in a bad mood today. And now, welcome to Steven Spielberg's set, War of the Worlds. You can see how massive this is and all the detail that went into creating it. As we drive through, check things out, get some photos. All of this was created for what turns out to be about a 4-minute part in the actual film. All this for 4 minutes. I'll play a short scene, you can see what it looked like. Check this out, watch.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around the vision that Steven had.
When you first began to sit down to talk about the War of the World, I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Keep pressing me.
And then coming up over here on your right-hand side, we call it the Chicken Ranch. It's a practical set. These productions all used it. And then behind it is what we call a facade. So you couldn't do any filming inside there, just the front. So this is actually sort of a special treat. We're gonna bring you down Colonial Street. We got residential neighborhoods out here. Usually it's closed, a lot of filming happens down here. Remember I was telling you about my Thunder Buddy Ted? He's got his new series. This is his neighborhood in this series. In fact, I want to get ready to play you a scene. I'm gonna point out his house, and then you'll be able to compare it with what you see on your screens. Coming up over here on your right-hand side, you see the powder blue one with the bay window? Now watch. There you go. I can even pause it there for a second if you want to compare it. That's Thunder Buddy Ted's house.
Let the festivities begin.
How many we got?
Well, let's see. We got 20 cartons.
Fantastic.
Do you think we're getting too old for this?
Well, come on, Johnny, we're doing a public service here. If a kid leaves the house in a less than stellar Halloween costume, he's got to get the bad news before he makes a fool of himself all over town. We're Samaritans.
And this area was also used for Desperate Housewives. It was Wisteria Lane.
If there is one thing everyone in suburbia can appreciate, it's
It's a journey. True story, okay? So Bruce worked perfectly for us, but that was not the case when they filmed the movie Jaws on the East Coast. He was quite a handful, to say the least. And what better person to tell us about what it was like to work with Jaws than Steven Spielberg?
The line shark. The shark was frustrating. It didn't really work all the time. It didn't work probably at all.
Wherever you were on the island, here they were always saying, the shark is not working for me. The shark.
We just waited around. We just waited.
The shark was working.
Able to work with some generation-defining directors like Steven Spielberg and Alfred Hitchcock. And we're thrilled with a new partnership with Oscar-winning writer-director Jordan Peele. In just a moment, we'll be taking you to Jupiter's Claim, the original sets from his sci-fi thriller His Note, to tell you more about the sets and the production and what went involved. Well, let me introduce you to Mr. Jordan Peele.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Planet, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky and Jude Park. Over there, look into the winking room and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Show. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? What? A little further, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. So live. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy, a bold rush frontier town lies a sinister secret. It is smack dab in the center of the UFO hotspot. Welcome to the world.
Take that advice and get out. This is definitely not for us. Hey, hold on, I'm getting an emergency alert. Let me patch this call in. Agent, I'm on a tour. What's the problem?
This might be more serious than I thought.
More serious than a UFO? I doubt that.
This is a secure line. Who are you?
Anybody recognize this guy?
I'll tell you who I am, boy. I'm the reason bad guys use a knife fight.
ये था जी हमारा आज यूनिवर्सल स्टूडियो टूर और आई होप कि आपको बहुत अच्छा लगा होगा और मेरी वीडियो को लाइक सब्सक्राइब एंड शेयर कीजिएगा। अल्लाह हाफ़िज़, अपना बहुत सारा ख्याल रखिएगा, फुल वीडियो देखिएगा।
And if you'd like to purchase any of the movies or TV shows you've seen on this tour today, visit us online or ask at one of our retail stores. We're almost back to the theme park, but please remain seated till the tram comes around the next corner. Stop, and one of our tour ambassadors unlocks these gates. That's our signal. It's safe to stand up and then carefully exit the tram. The 3D glasses you have, if you can drop them in the blue bins as you exit, that would help us out. Appreciate that. But your day here in Hollywood is never officially over until you hear these words. That's a wrap, everyone. You were fantastic. Thank you so much. We'll see you all in the movies. Have a great afternoon here at Universal Studios Hollywood. A little music to play off.
Time to rock and roll.